Hello, you're welcome to this live. This is Seed Sessions, and my name is Fabian Igbaji. How has it been with you this period? How's it been with you? How are you seeing Nigeria? How is the economy? How is everything? Today, I am going to be talking about, after experiencing a difficult situation, how do you pull yourself up from the feelings of sadness, feelings of loss, feelings of pain, or a state of traumatic stress? How do you pull yourself up? How do you cope? How do you get yourself to come back to being feeling better from you know from the experience? That is what I'll just talk very briefly about that. Yes, after you experience a situation that is very a situation that leaves you feeling sad, or having feelings of loss, or having feelings of pain, or leaving you feeling traumatically stressed, how do you pull yourself up? Okay, how do you pull yourself up? How do you get yourself back? How do you get back to a place where you can tell yourself, I have moved away from the difficult situation. I'm now coping effectively. I'm now becoming better at managing, myself, even after experiencing the situation that was really difficult for me. So how do you go about that? First of all, I'd like you to understand that difficulty is difficult differently between different people. Okay, difficulty is hi Tokwe, you're welcome to this live. How are you doing? It's been a while. Okay, so like I said, we'll be talking about how do you pull yourself out of difficult situation. After experiencing a difficult situation through life, how do you pull yourself up? How do you help yourself to become better? Okay, how do you pull yourself up from after experiencing a difficult situation that leaves you feeling sad, leaves you feeling having a loss, um, leaves you feeling pained, or leaves you experiencing traumatic stress? How do you pull yourself? Now, first of all, I want you to recognize that difficulty as an experience, okay, is difficult to different people differently. Difficulty is difficult to different people differently. The same way stress is stressful to different people differently. All right, so what that simply means is that when two different people experience a particular event that may be considered difficult, so the difficulty of the experience is felt differently by different people. Okay, so while one person may be saying, this thing is really difficult, I never want to be exposed to this again. Another person might be saying, it was difficult, but I found it challenging rather than overwhelming. Okay, I found it challenging. I learned a lot. It helped to build my resilience, and I think I want to experience it again, so that I might be able to be better, to be able to manage, whenever I experience it at a different time. Okay, so difficulty is difficult to different people differently. Stressful is stressful. Stress is stressful to different people differently. So it all depends on how you are processing a situation. That will determine how difficult or how stressful that thing is. Now, a difficult situation or a stressful situation will definitely leave you feeling, especially when it is persistent, it will either leave you feeling sad, making you feel a sense of loss, making you feel pained, or leaving you traumatically stressed. Okay, so that's what difficult situations that persist could do to a person. So these are on the unhelpful part or negative side, but on the positive side, sometimes it can make you feel challenged and keep you. But I'm going to speak in the direction of when difficult situation becomes overwhelming. How do you deal with it? Okay, the first stage of coming out of a difficult situation is, first of all, you acknowledging the desire to come out of that state. Okay, you have to first of all desire that, you see, this place where I am, this place of sadness, this place of a sense of loss, this place of pain, this place of traumatic stress, I don't think it's good for me. I want to come out of this place. That's the first stage. That's the first step that any person can actually, get to, or before the other steps will follow. You have to decide that I don't want this anymore for myself. I want to move away from here. If you're not able to get to that step, then it might not be very easy to move away from, or to help yourself to manage difficult situation that leaves you feeling sad, pained, having a sense of loss or stressed. So that's number one. First of all, you have to decide that you want to come out. You have to desire to want to come out of feelings of pain, stress, sense of loss, sadness, etc. Okay. Now, when you finally decide that you want the difficult situation to end, whether the difficult situation produced a sense of sadness, sense of loss, produced pain in you or stress. Okay, so whatever it's emotional state that the difficult situation puts you into, when you finally decide that you want to come out of that state, it becomes necessary to identify the stage you are in that feeling, the stage you are in the emotion or state of mind that the difficult situation has created in you. Okay, you want to identify the stage you are. So let's say, for example, we talked about either sense of loss, either sadness, a difficult situation that puts you in a place of sadness, or in a place of loss, or in a place of pain or traumatic stress. Okay, so for example, right now you want to identify what stage am I in either of these emotional states. So if the difficulty puts you in a place of, let's say, pain, for example, you experience something through life that is so difficult that it creates pain. I mean, the memory of that difficult situation creates pain in you. You're deeply pained by that experience. You feel wronged. You feel like you've been taken advantage of, and it hurts so much. Okay, so that's the feeling, that's the emotional state you are as a result of the difficult situation that you went through. Now you want to identify what stage are you in this place of pain. What stage are you? So are you in a stage of denial when it comes to the pain, right? So you are pained, right? But you are denying the pain. You're not accepting that you're pained. You're not willing to recognize that this thing you experience is causing you pain, and that pain still exists. You're not willing to accept. But people who are around you recognize that the way you respond to events around you reflects that there's a certain pain in you as a result of something that happened to you in the past that you've not been able to process and resolve. And that pain is tainting the way you view things and tainting the way you respond to things around you. Okay, people are seeing it, that hurt that has happened to you in the past is puppeteering you and making you to act or respond to things around you in a certain way that you may not have been responding to or acting if that pain did not exist. Okay, but you who are manifesting this pain by the actions that you put out, okay, you are denying that pain still exists. So you are in a stage of denial. Okay, so the pain exists, but you are denying it. Okay, so that's one stage, denial. Another stage that a person can be in when there's an emotional baggage that may be going on, right, is anger. Okay, so you probably either you recognize that the pain is there, or you don't recognize, but you are angry as a result of the pain that is there. That pain is making you angry. You're angry why the hurt exists. You're angry why you had to go through all of that. You're angry why the pain persists for so long. You're angry. Okay, so that's another stage where a person can be when it comes to an emotion that a difficult situation they experienced in the past has put them in. That's another stage. Anger. Right, so we talked of denial, now we've talked of anger, and then another stage can be bargaining. When you are bargaining the feelings of anger, right? You're saying, what could I have done to avoid this pain that I'm experiencing? Or what could I be doing? What could I have done? What could I have done to avoid it? What could I be doing now? So when you bargain what could be, what could have been, what can be, when you are bargaining all those things as a result of the pain, that can be another stage. You are negotiating. So either you are negotiating the things that happened in the past that created the pain. You're telling yourself, if I was like this, maybe the event that created this pain would not have happened. Or if I had been, or if I could be like this, maybe the pain will go away. I'll be able to, so you're bargaining things. So that is a stage, right, that the person can actually be, when you are dealing with emotional experiences as a result of a difficult situation that you've experienced through life. Bargaining. The next stage or another stage of a person's emotional presence can actually be, okay, we've talked about denial, we've talked about anger, we've talked about bargaining, then depression. Okay, so if the pain, the hurt from the past is causing you or making you feel depressed. Hi, Freshly Prince, I see you. It's been a while. How are you? You're welcome to this live. Okay. Yeah. So you can look at my pinned comments. That's basically what I'm talking about. Yeah. So a person that is experiencing pain can be in a stage of depression, right? Depression, the pain could be resulting in the person starts experiencing things like disinterest in doing the things that they usually would be doing. So if the person usually is interested in going out, the person is an outgoing person, such pain and hurt would have caused the person to lose interest in being an outgoing person. If you're the kind of person who likes to, you just be with friends, or you like going to the gym, or you like to go to a karaoke, or do the things you love to do, or probably just sit around and read a book. In the stage of depression can get a person to avoid or stop doing the things they usually are interested in doing. So there's sadness, there's disinterest in the things that you love to do. There's also trouble with appetite. Okay, so when the pain when the person is depressed as a result of the pain, you can experience trouble with appetite. So for some people, the trouble with appetite can be some people struggle with eating too much when they're feeling depressed. They eat a lot. Okay. Some other people, when they feel depressed, they lose appetite. Okay, so it's different for different people, right? So that's the trouble with appetite. There's also trouble with sleep. Okay, for some people, when they're depressed, they sleep too much. It's always drowsy. You wake up in the morning after having a long night's sleep, and you wake up in the morning unable to get out of bed, right? In the daytime, you're struggling with keeping awake. Okay, so that's for struggling with sleep. Some people experience too much sleep. Other people, what they experience is difficulty finding sleep. It's late, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 midnight, 1 a.m., no sleep. Depression can be like that. So it's different for different people, right? So pain depends on the stage where a person is with pain, right? Pain can actually create a feeling of depression, right? So, and then another stage can be acceptance, right? So, in a stage of acceptance, a person has come to realize that, well, all right, so this pain happened. This I was in a difficult situation in the past. That difficult situation created pain in me. I was deeply hurt, right? Okay, so many things have happened, right? But I'm in a place right now where I think this has held me down for too long, and I need to move forward. All right, I recognize what this pain is. It hasn't helped me. I've dodged it for so long. It's held me down. It's created some limiting beliefs. It's limited me. I want to move forward. Okay, so that's acceptance. Acceptance means that the pain is real. The hurt is real. I accept it. But I want to move forward. So that's acceptance. So for a person who has experienced a difficult situation, right, you want to identify what stage. First of all, you have to desire to come out of it. That's the first stage. You have to desire to come out of that stage. That's number one. Number two, you want to be able to identify what stage you are in processing that emotional feeling, whether you are in a stage of denial, or in a stage of anger, or bargaining, or depression, or acceptance. Okay, you want to find out what stage you're in. When you're able to identify the stage that you're in, then you start becoming, you now get to a place where you can now rationally think about that stage, process it. Okay, when you're able to identify the stage you are, you'll now be able to you can now move on to isolate the core reason why the pain persists. We use pain as an example. So it could be pain, it could be loss, it could be sadness, it could be traumatic stress. Okay, so but we're using pain as an example. When you identify the stage you're in, regarding the pain, right, the hurt, you can now move on to isolate the core reason why the pain exists. Why do I feel this hurt, right? Is it because I feel like I was being disregarded? Is that the reason why the pain persists? Do I feel like I was disregarded? Do I feel like I'm less than, or do I feel like I'm not worthy of being loved? And that feeling of unworthiness still persists even unto the moment, right? So you want to identify the reason why that pain is still persisting. So for some people, they may have been wronged or hurt maybe 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 2 years ago, or 1 year ago, right? And the pain, they're still living with that pain. They cannot let it go. It's still hurtful. When they think about it, it's still very hurtful, right? You want to identify the stage you are in the hurt, okay? And also isolate the reason why that hurt still persists, okay? What is it about you that is not allowing that pain to go away? Because you see, the person who hurt you may even have forgotten that they hurt you, right? They may have forgotten, they may have moved on, but you live with the pain, right? You live with the pain. In fact, between the person who hurt you and you who are being hurt, I mean, if you really want to be fair, who should really come out of that environment of pain, more easily? Who deserves to come out of the feelings of pain? It's a victim, isn't it? But you find to a large extent that a lot of the times is a victim that lives through the pain. I mean, many days they are still experiencing the pain, right? They're still experiencing the pain. So you want to find out, why am I still attached? Why am I still connected to this pain? What is it about me that still keeps this pain alive? Is it the way I see myself? Is there a certain way I see myself? Is there a certain way I'm perceiving the other person's action towards me? Am I viewing the actions towards me in a certain way that is ensuring that that pain will remain? Okay. So I mean, in life, the way you process things, what you tell yourself about any event, will create an emotional experience for you. Okay. There is no single way of viewing anything. Right? Nobody knows everything. We all know a portion. What we know is just a snapshot of what we can know about any situation, any event. It's just a snapshot. We only are privy to a perspective, an angle, right? We cannot see the entire picture, right? So what you tell yourself about an event, about what may have happened, and why you feel pained, is your perspective. Your perspective may be authentic, but probably if you see the real picture, the big picture, it may help you to process the event that created that pain in a way that is a bit more different, and probably help you to be able to, water down that feeling that you're having, all right? And then over time, that feeling of pain will be resolved, and you can go on to live a more healthy life, devoid of that pain. Some of these things I mentioned, some of them can actually be done, by yourself. It might take a longer time to be done, right? But when you work with a trained, counselor, a trained therapist, okay, they can actually help you, to walk you through the process of, healing from pain, hurt that persists. They can help you to heal from traumatic stress, experiences that you're going through, either in your career, stressful situations at work, stressful situations, maybe you are doing a study program and it's really stressful, your stressful situations in your relationships, okay? So whether it's a romantic relationship or business relationship, those things can be stressful, depending on what is going on there. Stressful situations as you handle and deal with your finances, okay? Stressful situations regarding routine responsibilities that you have for yourself, responsibilities that you owe for your family members, and responsibilities that you may even owe to friends and people around you, okay? Those things can create stress for you, and some of those stress has a way of when they have a way of working together, sometimes to weigh people down. If you don't pay attention to these things, you just realize that I'm so stressed, my goodness, not knowing that really the stress may be coming from just different aspects of your life, but when they come together, it starts to feel overwhelming. So when you work with a person, or when you work with a professional who has the skills to be able to support you to deal with these things, you will find yourself coming out of it, in a much more healthy, dealing with these things, and they won't persist. Okay, you live life in a healthier term than that could be. All right, so that's basically it. If you have any questions, you can either type them out. You have comments, you have questions regarding how to deal with stressful situations, how to come out of stressful situations, and all that. Difficult situations, not just stressful situations. How to come out of, after experiencing a difficult situation, how do you pull yourself out of it? out of the feelings of sadness, feelings of loss, feelings of pain, whatever question. You can post your questions, and maybe any other questions you have outside of this topic that is related to mental health, emotions, whatever questions you have, you can post them as well. Okay. I also use the opportunity to encourage you, right? Human beings are meaning-making beings. We all are meaning-making beings. Events, to a large extent, do not carry any specific meaning. The meanings that you will experience through life are meanings that you assign to things around you. Okay, so if you tell yourself that the world is a bad, bad, bad place, unfortunately, the likelihood is that you start to experience more of the bad, bad, bad events. Okay, but if you tell yourself consistently that the world is a better, the world is a good place, right? When you look at events in the world, you have the potential to see only bad things. You also have the potential to see good things, right? There are good things, there are bad things enmeshed. So if you keep your focus on only the bad things, the likelihood is that you will expose yourself to experiencing unhelpful emotions. But if you keep your eyes peeled to view and to catch the good things of life, right? To focus on the good things of life, then the likelihood is that you expose yourself to a potential to experience helpful emotions. Okay, so I want to encourage you, keep your focus on the good things, search for them actively, look for good things around you, pay attention. When you interpret meanings into any situation, that subjective impulse to always interpret something a certain way, I want to encourage you to step back from that usual way, and try to look at things a bit differently. Because the way you see things is not the only way that things can be viewed, right? There are other ways that things can be viewed. Give yourself the opportunity to, alternate your way of view, the way you interpret or view things. You might see life to be a bit more interesting, right? So, having said that, I want to encourage you. Any questions you have, feel free to ask them.